Okay, before I get started, if I seem a bit dazed and not really myself, like if you can see it, I have not taken my allergy medicine in 4 days. I went out into the street multiple times and I got a bad allergy headache. Right now I took my medicine for it, even some ibuprofen, so I'm fine, but I'm not myself. This is what I get for not thinking about all the trees that are currently pollen right now has done me in. Now, what do we get in this show? Now, compared to the WWE, and I know there's some people who are my subscribers who do not like it when I do this. I have to. They're the second promotion in the United States that's the most recognized. I'm sorry, they are. Not taking anything away from Ring of Honor or New Japan Pro Wrestling. But until AEW is active, with an active show, with active roster that we can see, this is the second company. You got to take it for what it is. Now, a women's battle royal. A knockouts battle royal with about 3 or 4 jobbers. You had Madison Rayne, you got Jordy Grace, you got Alyssa Edwards, you got Kiera Hogan, Tessa Blanchard, I believe. If I'm forgetting anybody, I'm sorry. It's hard to think. My head hurts. Was it a good battle royal? It became interesting when, Glenn Gilberti comes out. Disco Inferno himself, saying that women's wrestling is garbage, it's trash, go get some panties and bras, let me see you naked, whatever. And they beat the crap out of him the minute he gets into the ring, and he runs to the commentary table and stays there throughout the match. Was it a good match? Yes, it was. It was a good match. The person that shined to me were 2. Tessa Blanchard and Kiera Hogan. They're trying to build Kiera Hogan up as a bad girl. So it was good to see that she was the last person to deal with for Tessa Blanchard, who looks like she might be turning face, but she's still a badass. That's the thing that needs to be booked. She doesn't need to talk about her daddy. She doesn't need to brag about her daddy. She just acts as Tessa. That's the thing that I do like about Tessa Blanchard. She's not referring back to her father. Yeah, she says she's a 3rd generation wrestler, but she doesn't refer to him very often. It's rare. And she just acts like herself, which I find to be very refreshing compared to what's going on in the WWE. And Charlotte Flair, who truly gets on my nerves, not because she's a bad wrestler 100%. She has problems in the ring. She's not good. But acting like a daddy 100% of the time makes her shit. And if anybody likes her, I'm sorry. She's shit as long as she acts like a dad. I want to see the first Charlotte, not a rehash Ricky Flair or Rikina Flair, if you want to call her like that. In the end, you got Disco Inferno jumping into the ring once Tessa throws out Kiera Hogan and not pins her, but basically gets the win. You see, I'm not myself. When it comes down to it, this means you're going to have a feud between Tessa Blanchard and well, here's the thing that's interesting. What exactly you're going to be doing here? Shouldn't you be doing Tessa versus Taya again? Because Taya is a bad guy. Tessa is now showing to be a somewhat badass good guy that doesn't really look like a good guy much. I don't know. Maybe they're trying to build this up to Slammiversary and they need to have filler for her. That would be the best thing to do. And putting Disco Inferno up against her because she can beat the crap out of everybody except Jordan Grace, who I probably believe is going to be dealing with Kiera Hogan because they got the attitude between each other now. There you go. And I would give a kiss to Jordan Grace because she looks kind of cute. If you don't like her, well, that's you. But she looks pretty good. Anyway, we get well, you know what? I'm going to do a combination. I'm going to talk about the Twitch stream and about don't know if it was a real doctor they used in this segment, but let's go to the Twitch stream. I'm saying stream. And let's make it clear. You got Melissa Santos getting up to about 10K people on her stream, which was good. That means they're watching. That means it's a good thing. That means Twitch is possibly producing more money for them. And it didn't have a problem generally. The only problem I saw with the stream was during the match, not during the segment from Melissa Santos. She did pretty well. She did have slightly a snafu when it came to audio, when it did mute for about a second or two until she got that straightened out. So she didn't clip much on her mic. She was wearing new headphones so she can hear everybody. People were asking about the headphones, which was good. And today, well, yesterday, because it's 12 at night on the 18th, it was her birthday. So I would say happy birthday to her, and I hope she does have a good birthday. But in the end, she did a good stream. Now, when it comes to her husband, Brian Cage, I don't know if it was an actual doctor. Probably wasn't. But if it was, and he did describe generally what was going on with Brian Cage's spine, saying there was some major problems with it, and he cannot determine what the situation is. It is upsetting to see Brian Cage, after all this time, finally get the title, then gets hurt because of that damn Spanish fly off of that ramp. You guys know what I'm talking about. That ramp jump that did him in. Now I'm hoping he's okay, and this will get straightened out eventually. But it begins to make a question: how long are they going to keep the title on Brian Cage? You can't just keep it on him up to Slammiversary unless you're going to make him drop it at Slammiversary. You're going to have a tournament. You need to get him. I don't want to say I don't want to see Brian Cage come back, but it is obvious he needs to drop that title if he really is not fit to wrestle. The best option would be at Slammiversary, and pretty much him handing over the title, and they have a tournament on that same night, and you crown a new champion. That is the best option. About 3 weeks to a month before Slammiversary, he clearly says, there is no way I'm getting back in the ring. I'm relinquishing my title at Slammiversary. I've been allowed that, and I will hand it to the next champion. They're going to have a tournament. Yes, that's a month of tournament, but at least it would be a tournament. The person who's there would win it, and then Brian would not only relinquish it that day, he would just hand it over. You can hand it to a babyface. That would be the best way to do it. I don't know who, but at least it will be something. What do we got here? The Demon Collar match between... Here's the thing. Because I'm not feeling well, I did fall asleep a little bit on the match. Because I did take some good medicine to knock my ass out a little bit. And I didn't want to, but it's a type that will knock me out. And for about 5 minutes and maybe 8 minutes, I did fall asleep on that match. So I saw the beginning and most of the end. I didn't see the middle. Now, was it a good match? They did utilize the collar a lot during the beginning and the end. I don't know about the middle. And in the end, Rosemary won. Now, here's the thing. Rosemary carries away Su Yung. Does this mean Su Yung is now under Rosemary's control or not? Is she going to the undead realm and show this win to her pops? I don't know. But here's the thing. Because of how Rosemary's been in the ring, now understand Rosemary's still injured and she really can't go in the ring next to being more heavy. Rosemary has a very fast-paced style, and due to the fact of a bad knee or back, I think it's her knee, left knee, and worse yet, she's much heavier than she normally is. She needs to change her style. She still does great promos, but as it stands, her style sucks because of her knee and her increased weight. I'm not against anyone having increased weight. I'm not skinny myself. I'm a chubby old guy. But because she goes in the ring with a fast-paced style, this really is messing her up. She needed either A, before Slammiversary, since these are taped, she gets herself back into shape, or B, she changes up her style. That's just me. You guys tell me below. Rick Swann versus Michael Ellery. Elgin, not Ellery, sorry. I'm really not myself. Elgin. The match that should have been saved for Slammiversary. Now, understand they got to have some filler. And because of the horrible booking of that feud between Richard Swann and Sami Callihan, we got this situation where I would rather see Richard Swann as a member of OVE. Great damn match at the end of the show. I did like it a lot. It was damn good. But here, look, Rick need to be a heel, and he's not. And continually working with a Willie Mack who was destroyed at the last pay-per-view, Rebellion, and then came back after a couple of weeks and then attacks a Big Mike after he is DQ'd by throwing, well, he didn't get DQ'd because he threw Rich into the turn post on the outside. It was because he touched the ref and shoved him down. So essentially, that DQ'd the match. And that's when Willie Mack came out. So it's like, what now for Rich? What now for Willie? What now for Michael? Particularly that we don't know if he's going to be able to have that title, because they may do a tournament if Brian Cage is not fully recovered. I don't know. You guys tell me how you feel. Do you believe a tournament will be better if Brian Cage cannot get back before Slammiversary? He needs to drop the title and let them do a tournament to find out who is the new champ. That's what I think, but you guys tell me later. Tell me below. Let me see, am I forgetting anything? That's pretty much it for the entire show, except for a couple of segments of, oh wait. Okay, just 2 things left to do. I'm not going to really talk much about the North. There's no point in it because we don't know where they're going to go, even though they don't have a match with LAX. The Rascals have a match with LAX, possibly. So, there's nothing to talk about. Fulton, Mad Dog Fulton versus a Jobber. He destroys him. Okay. I don't see what's going to come of that. And then the final thing that I'm going to talk about, if I don't forget anything, because I really feel tired right now. Sorry, guys. And that is Eddie Edwards versus Killer Kross. I don't see anything great for this, but the ending of it was good. I liked it, but this does not help Killer Kross. I'm going to be honest here. Killer Kross versus Eddie Edwards. You basically have Killer Kross beating Eddie Edwards. But then, once he beats him, he zip ties Eddie to the ropes. And then takes Kenny. He looks like he's going to hit Eddie with it. And Eddie's screaming, hit me, do it, hit me. But instead of hitting him, he breaks Kenny. Honestly, I know people will say, well, this is a great feud because you got 2 crazy psychopaths. I take that back. You got one nutty hardcore wrestler and one crazy psychopath. That's what I meant. But honestly, no. 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 This is filler for Killer Kross. And this is filler for Eddie Edwards. Yes, they're going to try and make it out of Kenny. The kendo stick. It's not enough for me. Honestly, it would have been better if Killer Kross went to the tag division and you have Eddie Edwards going to the main title picture. Or at least do something in the main title picture. At least until you get Brian Cage back. I don't see anything good there for both of them. Can they make the feud work? Of course they can. They're both pretty damn good in making something interesting. But for me personally, I don't want to see them. Even though that part, seeing Kenny get broken and the emotion that poured out of Eddie was good. It was good. And they could build this and it could change my mind. But at this moment in time, no. I want to see Killer Kross go with Moose and then get the damn tag titles for a while until they sort out the problem with Brian Cage in the main title picture. Because as it stands right now, you got no world champion. And you need a world champion. Not someone who's home for the next couple of months because of a very bad spine problem. And I'm not against Brian Cage. I want to see him recover. But if you can't, you need a tournament going into Slammiversary. Him relinquishing that title at Slammiversary. Going in if he can. Relinquish it at the arena or hand it to the person at the arena and then he leaves. That could be something good that I would like to see. But this is just me. You guys tell me below. Have a good day. Have a good night. Peace. I'm so tired.